Let's talk about the price that you might be paying when you allow distractions throughout your day. In order to get things done, you need to focus on the task at hand. And so number one, you have to be able to identify and prioritize what is meaningful to you. And a lot of times we struggle to do that. Why? Because we're not present. We might be thinking about, worried about, feeling stressed about all of the different things that we have to get done. But you can eliminate a lot of this, what I call unnecessary stress, by understanding what it is that you want that is most meaningful to you in that moment or most important to you, or for that day or for that week, and prioritizing that task. And then what you want to do is give yourself a time block. But once you give yourself a time block, that block is only as strong as you make it, meaning that you cannot allow distractions. I mean, we might have some that are unavoidable here and there, but what happens when you allow your focus to get distracted? Maybe you get a phone call, maybe you get an email, maybe you get a text message, maybe somebody, if you're working in an office, physically comes up to your desk and needs something. This causes a lot of problems in our ability to get things done if you allow your focus to then be shifted. So as best as you can, work to keep your scheduled time block and mitigate all other distractions by being unavailable in that moment. So you can maybe turn off your Wi-Fi so the emails aren't coming through. You can put your phone on silent and just choose to not look at it, or maybe you do see the text message come through but you don't answer it. You choose to stick with your focus, and it is a focus, because depending on the complexity of the task, research shows, this was from an article published by UC Berkeley's Culture and People magazine, I believe. I'll link the article. It's really short but really impactful. I'll link it in the description, because I was looking for research, because I had remembered hearing a statistic somewhere that it takes anywhere from 7 minutes to 20 minutes to regain your momentum once you become distracted and shift your focus. And I have unintentionally experimented with this before, where, okay, because normally I'll be super focused on, this is my time for this activity. But one day I was highly stressed and I had a lot to get done, and I kept switching back and forth between two different focuses, and the day just felt like a mess to me. I didn't get a lot done. And here's the reason why. Depending on the complexity of the task, the article says it can take anywhere from 8 to 25 minutes to regain your momentum. So here's what happens. You identify what is meaningful in the moment. You sit down and prioritize your task, and you say, okay, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to focus on this. But then you get an email, then you get a text message, then you decide you want to get up and go do this. Or then somebody calls you, or then somebody comes up to your desk and they have a story that they want to tell you. This is why you can probably tell I'm super hyper and energized, because I'm really focused today and I have a lot that I want to get done and I'm excited to do all of it. But this is why I did not do well working in an office setting in my younger years. I remember one of my earlier, it was an outside sales job, but first we would report into the office, and I would say, okay, I'm going to come in early and I'm going to sit down and do my meeting scheduling, or do my research, or follow-up notes or whatever, or I'm going to stay late. But inevitably somebody would always come up to my desk and start chatting with me, and it would annoy the crap out of me, because I was trying to figure out how to be nice, but also get, my stuff done. So I'd be like, like trying to email, or trying to reach for the phone, and they were not getting it. I do much better unless I am leading the meeting, because if I'm leading, we're staying on track, we're getting things done. People can talk and share, absolutely, but we're going to stay on task, and we're going to move the needle before we switch to the next topic. So anyhow, I do better working alone, because I can get so much done, because I just hyper focus. So I encourage you to use the power of time blocks, but in order to do that, you have to honor your time blocks. And in order to do that, you have to honor yourself, you have to trust your instincts and prioritize what is meaningful to you. And then you have to be strong in holding your time blocks. And you know what? You likely will inevitably annoy people or piss people off, because they don't understand. Maybe they're not prioritizing their time well, so they don't understand what you're doing. But if you, so then what's going to happen is maybe certain people are going to fall away, because they're going to be less drawn to you, because your energies are not aligning. And that is okay. I guess this is kind of a topic for another video. But when you When you hold when you harness the power of time blocks by enforcing your time blocks, by holding your boundaries, setting a boundary around your time, and this is your focus, and you yourself don't let yourself get distracted. Distractions are natural. We can start thinking of something in our head, and I'll catch myself doing this too, but I will pull the focus back to what I'm working on. So we have, it's a battle because we have lots of things that we are working on. So you're going to have to work toward, observe the distraction, but push it away and choose your focus. You have to do that with yourself, but then also with other people. You're gonna have to tell people that you're busy. You're gonna have to tell people, no, I'm not available right now. I can be available at this time. You want to honor your time block, because then what happens is you can get so much done because you are hyper focused on that task. And then when you do this and you adopt this practice, the more you're going to attract people that do the same thing, because people that don't understand what you're doing and maybe get annoyed at you for telling them no, or you're not available, well, they're probably going to fall away and go gravitate toward other people who don't manage their time well either. But you have choices, and your choices create your life. Your choices create your life. So choose to identify, listen to, identify, and prioritize what is meaningful to you. Schedule your time block, and then honor your time block, and you will be able to get so much done and really maximize your time, and that's going to feel really good. It doesn't mean that you have to shut people out of your life. You can still make time for people. I still make time for people, and I really enjoy that connection, but that's when it's time to socialize. When I'm working, I'm working. I'm not taking unscheduled phone calls. I'm sticking to my meetings, and I'm honoring my time, and I will block my time down to the minute. I have many examples of that, so you don't have to be as hyper about it as I am, but it really does help me to get a lot done. So I encourage you to remember, listen to, honor, and prioritize what is meaningful to you. Schedule your time block, and then choose to keep your focus on that task during that time block. And you don't have to think about anything else that you have to get done during that time block, because once we start thinking about other things and switching to other tasks, we slow ourselves down, because remember, we're losing minutes here. If you switch your focus from one task to the next, depending on the complexity of the task, according to research, it's going to take you anywhere from 8 to 25 minutes. That's almost 30 minutes to then, once you do shift your focus back to the task at hand, to regain the momentum where you once were. This is why I do not do well with interruptions, because that could end up in me wasting an hour out of my day. And with all the things that I'm working on, I don't have an hour to lose, and I bet that you don't either. So if you want to be more impactful, you want to work to get things done and feel like you are making progress, that's going to make you feel successful in whatever you are working toward. Listen to, honor, and prioritize what is meaningful to you. Schedule and hold your time block. Hope you got some value from the video. If you did, I invite you to like and subscribe. That will help me grow the channel, and I'll keep you updated on my next video.